Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the GROW program. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I want you to know I don't take a break from God. I don't take a vacation from God. Every opportunity I can get, I tell somebody the good news, about the goodness of God. So I've been on Facebook and I've been promoting the Facebook, and it hit it in these past 3 days. It has actually turned into a ministry. So I'm on there ministering to people. So that's what I've been doing for the past 3-4 days. And it's also giving people an opportunity to come to the podcast and hear all the episodes, because there's a lot of episodes. The GROW program is also on YouTube. You can follow the GROW program on Twitter. I don't know how long, I guess I have to keep the Facebook page, because there are people who really need to hear the word that way also, that I cannot reach over the podcast. But Facebook only lets you have so many friends, and I'm almost at the limit. As far as followers, I don't know how many followers you're allowed to have. I've only had that particular page up just a few days. So, I want to talk to you today about being thankful. See, it's a good thing that I got that Facebook ministry up. The ancestors told me to go ahead and work on that. They said don't. And I was thinking about the podcast, because I know that there are you who like to hear my voice. So they said, don't worry about that. The podcast is going to be fine. When I looked at the podcast numbers, the numbers are just going up. So it's a blessing all around. And, I'm bringing more guests on. I'm going to have more people on. I have my grandbaby back on. I'm going to have my daughter on. She's 16. She can talk to some of the young people a little bit. So we're going to be doing a lot of exciting things. And with the GROW program, I plan on giving back to the community. I plan on helping people get businesses. I plan on helping people do some things. I can only live in one house, so I plan on helping people build wealth. This is not about me getting. This is about the ministry giving back. This is about us coming out with substance, just like God said in his word. He said, my people will come out with substance. So I'm going to keep on speaking out about oppression until we come out with substance. And that means we need to begin to build wealth, because we can forget about reparations. I will work on that on the side. But in the meantime, we can't sit back and wait on no check. They've been waiting for years and years and years, and it ain't happening. So we need to work on us, people. We need to fix our heart and our mind and begin to build wealth, and stop being stuck on stupid. Don't go buy no Gucci bags, no rims. Those can't bring you no money. Go out and get you one of them foreclosed homes to get you, to begin to build wealth. Okay, so let me get on what I'm thankful about today. I'm very thankful to God. First and foremost, I'm very thankful to God, and now knowing that I have ancestors who have been watching over me. You call them guardian angels, but you can call them that if you want to. I call them ancestors. They're my bloodline, and people who have been watching over me, protecting me, and guiding me through this journey, this highway of life I've been on. Okay, so I am very, very grateful and thankful to them. I'm going to tell you something. If somebody came to me and said, I give you millions and millions and millions of dollars to leave African spirituality alone and just walk away and go on with your life, no way. It'll never happen. I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. And if you see me, you would see that. If you can see me in person, because people see a light in me. Okay, well, let me get on what I'm thankful about. I'm thankful also to our new president, Vice President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. See, the reason why I'm thankful to them is because, at least, if nothing else that they may do, at least if they come in there and say, at least they know what it's like to be colored and a single parent raising kids in America. If they don't do nothing else, at least they understand that. But I do believe some change is about to come from African Americans. We about to rise with substance. So, this country, I'm thankful to this country. I am. Being here and everything and the freedoms that this country has afforded me somewhat since I've been here. Not a whole lot, because this country has also held me down by the neck. So I'm thankful that, the Europeans came over here and founded the country. And I guess I'm thankful that they went over there to Europe, to Africa, and began bringing 12 million Africans over here to build this country up for me. I guess I'm thankful for that. I guess I'm thankful, about the White House down there. When I feel like it, I can go down there and see what my ancestors built. It's not down there documented that they did that, but we all know they did. We all know that the White House and the Lincoln Monument and all that were built off the backs of Africans, and I guess I'm thankful to these old trees I see, these old trees that's still living, that gives off the carbon dioxide and all of that we need. I'm thankful to these old trees, even though these old trees once bore some strange fruit, so I guess I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the fact that now African Americans now can begin to build well, and maybe, it's a very slight chance that the KKK gonna come in and run them out and burn them up like they did in Tulsa. So I guess now I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful, I guess, that, I got a daughter who a quarter Indian, but it was some Indians. They didn't murder all the Indians when they came over here. It was like 10 million of them. And then when they got here, and then there's only 1 million left, they took all their land and property and they made it into the United States. So, but they still gave land back to the Indians. So I guess I'm grateful for that. How minorities been treated in this country. Whites got the advantage and the superiority. However, they do. But we can change that. We can start to begin to build wealth, people. We can start doing better for ourselves. You can't be woe is me, You got to be thankful for some things, I'm thankful that I can learn history, that I can look on Google and see pictures of my ancestors being hung from trees and burned up, and people pointing and laughing and talking about barbecue they had. But the fact that I know this was done to my ancestors, and what is being done in the inner city to my people, and from the police officers and from themselves and each other, that's called oppression. But I'm thankful for the GROW program, that I'm able to do something about it. I'm able to speak out about it. I'm able to minister to your mind. I'm able to make some changes. I'm able to bring you up out of your oppression. I'm able to give you something positive to meditate on. I'm able to tell you about God. I'm able to tell you about your African spirituality. I'm able to tell you to stand up and grow up, because it's about time. It's about time we come out with substance, people. We got to stop knocking our head up against the wall. Pastor, you need to stop robbing these people. Quit asking for tithes and offerings. People, quit giving them your tithes and offerings. You ain't got to pay no man no 10% to get no heaven. You ain't got to do that. That ain't how it works. I done learned the truth. I'm 53 years old, and now I know the truth. And I'm here to tell you, Pastor, you need to go sit down somewhere. You need to let somebody in that church and let somebody move in there. You need to start helping people with all that tithe and offering money you got. You need to make that church into a community center. You need to do something, because the last thing we need in the community is more churches and liquor stores. Okay, so people, it's time to grow. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom, through your mind. You can do it. Okay, don't give up the battle. This battle called life. Don't give it up. You here. So hallelujah, the victory is here. It's coming. Change is coming. You can feel something in the atmosphere. It's about to happen, people. It's about to go down for us. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. Let's grow. God bless you.